Hi everyone, this is Kelvin Hui, the Cinephile. As you can see, I have a guest today. So, this is my friend. We've known each other for over 12 years.
Yeah.
And his name is Michael Chan. He is an actor and a model. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be speaking about Spider-Man Far From Home. So, this is a non-spoilers review for Far From Home. It is not a non-spoilers for Marvel at large,
Yeah.
or for Endgame.
Or for Endgame, yes.
Because Endgame came out over 3 months ago, so I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. I'm not
done.
going to be, protective of it. I'm pretty sure most people who are interested in it have seen it and have seen the Spider-Man trailers. So let's jump into this.
Yeah.
Yep, it's non-spoiler, so we'll be careful. But the story is, this is after Endgame, a couple months after Endgame, and Peter Parker is dealing with the aftermath of Endgame.
Yeah.
And
the blip or the
Yes.
snap. Yeah.
and losing his mentor. And he goes on a class field trip with
With his
MJ,
midterm. Yeah.
with everyone,
Yeah.
with Ned, to Europe, which is, and this is, we can jump off of that. I love that. I love that we get out of New York.
No, exactly. Yes.
Because we've had, I think this is the sixth Spider-Man film?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seven. This is the
Yeah.
seventh Spider-Man film. They've all been in New York. New York is a beautiful city, great city, but get out of there. You need to get out of there.
It's nice to see
Yeah.
him just being Spider-Man elsewhere.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
take the characters and to take the story to somewhere new.
Yeah. And so they're in, very quickly, they're in Europe, they're on their class trip. It's not a spoiler, he wants to spend time with MJ.
Yeah.
So this is from the first film. Well, he had another girl in the first film, but he, over the past months, the timeline's sort of hard to keep track of, but he's developed this crush on MJ. And so he has this crush on MJ, he wants to spend time with her, but things happen in Europe, and they meet a new character, very famous Spider-Man villain,
Yeah.
but he's never been
It's never been in a live
action film.
or show.
Yeah.
For that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really, really exciting, and I was very excited about this. And of course, his name is Mysterio.
Or Quentin Beck.
Yes,
Yeah.
or Quentin Beck. And so that's all in the trailer.
Yeah.
And so let's jump off of that. So let's just say, now this is non-spoilers, so we can't get into any details, which is fine. We can still talk about it, and we can say what we liked, what we were mixed on, and so I like to do scores.
Okay.
So I'll go first. I'll give a score at the end of this, and then if you want to, you can.
Sure.
Okay. So let's jump into it. So, Michael, what did you... I know you loved this film, so we can
I
use
do.
that word. What did you love about it?
One of the things I really loved was that I felt that they did an incredible job bringing Quentin Beck, Mysterio, to life. I have been wanting to see Mysterio for years, and yes, I even have his little action figure here.
It's a nice action figure.
Yeah, it's really nice. And
Look at that cape.
yeah, no,
I didn't
right?
touch it before.
And
That's
you can
nice.
even take off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right.
All right.
So, but yeah, no, it's just, he's a fishbowl-headed villain.
Oh, yeah.
Who, a lot of people are like, okay, how are you gonna do that, right?
Yes.
How are you gonna put this on film? And
They
the
do
person,
such a good job.
yeah, the
Marvel.
person they came up with
It's just
blew
insane.
me away.
Yeah.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, his performance was phenomenal from beginning to end.
Such a good actor.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there's that twist that you saw in the trailer where he's actually a hero from another
Yes.
world, which,
Yeah.
by the way, brings up the whole thing with multiverse.
Mhm.
Of course, we have Spider-Verse. I'm not sure if that's canon, but then
Yeah.
a lot of questions brought up there.
Yes.
Interesting aspects.
Yes.
But yeah, regardless of hero or villain, he I loved what they did with him.
Yeah, and he's
And-
fully realized.
Mm-hmm.
Costume looks amazing.
Incredible costume.
From when that first teaser trailer came out, this was over 6 months ago.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I was like, it looks great.
Yeah.
Like,
it
look
looks-
at the detail. Like, it looks Roman almost.
And it's not cheesy.
No,
that
no.
was the thing, right? Because like so many people have always
The
been
green
worried
is
that he'd be
beautiful.
so cheesy.
Yeah, yeah.
To bring this guy to life, and it wasn't. It just mind-blowingly
Right.
good.
Right. Now, it does. Now, cheesiness would fit into this series because it is a very comical series.
It is,
And
but
it's a very young series
we're
because
talking
these kids are
like
super
the different.
young.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
Yeah.
we're talking the difference between like it
So they
looking
could get away with it
ridiculous,
anyways, yeah.
like absolutely
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ridiculous, versus something that cheese but like still works.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what this is. I didn't think it was cheesy at all though.
No, it looks
Like,
great.
especially again, fishbowl on his head. And it looked fine. It looked fine to me.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny. Like, even as a child, I watched the 1960s Spider-Man.
Yeah, the cartoon.
And I was like, what is, like, Mysterio will show up and be like, oh, you know, the magic, and
Yeah.
like he'd disappear and like show up again, and it's 1960s, right?
Yeah.
And that series is great for 1960s. Like, it's incredible, the animation. But yeah, even as a child, I'd be like, what is this guy doing? Like, what is he? Why does he have a fishbowl? Right? Like, it's sort of odd, right?
Yeah.
And I was like,
But
6
no,
or 7.
they did it right. They did
No,
it.
no.
They really did it right.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Especially like and you see this in the trailer. His mystical looking beams
Yes,
and all
yes.
that. It just really fits with his overall design and his character
Yes.
as a whole. So it really
His
works.
flights,
Yeah.
like, it's just beautiful. I mean, I know it's CG, but it's like well done.
Yeah.
The costume looks good, and they do have a beautiful physical costume as well. It's not just CG. Like,
That's
have
right. They have an
they have
actual
the green.
costume.
They have the armor. They have the cape,
Yeah.
like a real cape. So it's very well done, and they did this as well. Just speaking broadly about Marvel, they've done such a good job with almost every single character. Like,
I think so. Yeah,
nothing
they're
jumps to mind where it's like horrible. Like, they did
Their
such a bad
character
job with
design-
that character.
yeah they're
Vulture was great
Yes.
because you're like, wait, how's Vulture gonna work? Like, he's gonna be like, flying
Or some
flapping?
green jumpsuit.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
in
exactly.
His, spandex.
And he's
suit
wearing
in his
I guess
comics,
a bomber jacket, right?
Yeah, in this
Michael
case,
Keaton.
he's almost
Yeah.
like a pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that was done well.
Yeah.
I know that's a minor character, but Shocker with the, I don't even know what they're called, but the shocking devices.
Yeah.
Um,
But no, like
it was well done.
A lot of props to
Yeah.
the design department, the costume department, and
Yeah.
all that in Marvel for coming up with these incredible designs that just really do, do the characters justice.
Yes.
And I think that really hit home and Far From Home
Yeah.
with Mysterio. But something else I liked
Mhm.
is about the movie is just the character development
Yeah.
overall of different characters in the film.
Yeah.
They did some development on minor characters. They
Mhm.
did a lot of major development on big characters, and that the arcs that they go on in this film is really good. Especially if you look at it, if you want to ever compare this to other Spider-Man live action films,
Mhm.
I just found that the way they told the stories was a lot more consistent
Yes.
and made a lot more sense than most of the previous movies that have come before,
Right.
whether in the MCU or not.
You mean in terms of continuity?
Not continuity, it's just the way they wrote the characters.
Oh, okay.
I felt the way that they developed them
Okay.
was a lot stronger.
Nice.
It made a lot more sense to me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's like speaking about characters who, not spoiling anything, but I think Ned and Betty have more to do in this one.
Yeah. MJ.
MJ
Yep.
and Betty she was in her name's Angori Rice, and she's an up and coming actress. She was in Nice Guys, and she did a good job there. I think she sort of like I'm very interested. Obviously, you're an actor. I'm very interested in acting careers.
Yeah.
So she was sort of like praised for her role in um, Nice Guys, and
Unfortunately, I haven't seen that.
yeah. But she was like with Ryan Gosling and like Russell Crowe, right? So she's like
Right.
holding her own, and she was
Yeah.
like 12 in that. But anyways, and then she sort of took this role in the MCU, and people were like, she's blonde, right? So people were like, oh, Gwen Stacy, right?
Right.
And she's Betty Brant, so she's not Gwen Stacy.
No.
But it was sort of like, in the first one, she sort of had a minor role, and I always thought like, oh, that's a pretty small role for a talented actress.
Mhm.
So I'm glad she has more to do in this one, without getting into details.
Yeah.
And I do sort of wish she was Gwen Stacy, but that'd be complex. Anyways, love triangle. All right, so now something I really loved was the special effects. I think, again, not getting into any spoilers, I think there's a couple sequences in this film which are fantastic. I guess there's special effects / action sequences.
Yeah.
Just beautiful, right? Done so well, like so clever, and I think jumping off of that point, like everything's designed well because this is the 7th Spider-Man film. It's like, how many times can we see him swing, right? And it's like, well, it's not. He's doing different things without giving anything away. He's doing different things. He has new challenges, which I like in this one. And I like that every Spider-Man film, I don't know about the Andrew Garfield ones. I watched the first one, but I didn't see the second one. But anyways, like they're always figuring out like new challenges for Spider-Man and how to do it. So each Spider-Man film, you're seeing new sequences and different things that he has to do with his abilities. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I have to do this, and oh, I have to get there. Like this is not a spoiler if you haven't seen Homecoming, you know. But Homecoming, like, it was sort of similar to the train sequence in Spider-Man 2.
Right.
Where he's holding it. I love that sequence so much, but he's doing it like he's swinging, he's trying to hold the thing together, which is something we haven't seen before. And even though Toby did as well, like where he's holding the two strands, I like that there are like different challenges for each film and each person that he has to go up against. Like there's always a new challenge. And jumping off of that point, is there anything you want to say about the special effects or action?
No, I agree with everything.
Yeah, and so just jumping off of that, it's not just action, it's not just not just special effects, sci-fi, not just special effects. None of this would work without, I think you touched on this, the performances. Tom Holland is fantastic.
He embodies Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think
especially Peter Parker. His Peter Parker is, in my opinion, the best Peter Parker we've had. Yeah.
And, you know, we were speaking before. I love Tobey. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Or I should say, I love Tobey as Spider-Man / Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That was the first live-action Spider-Man film.
Right.
And I had watched the 1990s Spider-Man, so it's not, you know, my introduction to Spider-Man. I tried reading a couple of comics, I just couldn't do it. But it's like so complex. But anyways, so I love the 2002, or that series of films, and not the third one so much. But this Tom Holland, in terms of physicality, flexibility, acting chops, actually being able to do more physically, I think he is probably, in terms of a whole package, he is the best package. So I don't want to bring in like other superheroes from other companies, but like people always say, I think Batman just celebrated his 80th birthday. So who's your favorite Batman, right? It's like,
Yeah.
just like Spider-Man. Who's your favorite Spider-Man? People will love Maguire, people will love Garfield, people will love Holland for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think, for me, just looking at it objectively, I think Holland is the best Spider-Man / Peter Parker
I would say so. Yes.
in totality. Like,
yeah. If you
that-
compare all of that.
Yeah. I mean, you could say, like, I'd say Garfield's Peter Parker is not for me.
I felt he was a little bit too smooth,
Yeah.
like a little too cool.
Yeah.
Like-
well, he's a nice looking guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all nice looking
Like
guys,
Toby was a decent Peter.
but yeah.
I mean, if you looking back, his
Yeah.
Spider-Man was so.
Well, he's a little bit old too.
He's
He's
a
like
little
25
older.
when
Right.
he shot the first one.
Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not as good of a Peter.
yeah.
But Tom Holland is good at both,
Yeah, exactly.
and I think that's very important to have.
Yeah.
Then going a little younger actually kind of helped too.
Yes, yeah.
Because you get, even though you don't have to like kind of rehash the entire origin story
Yeah.
again, at least you're closer to the beginning of his career
Yeah.
as opposed to later. Mind you, the other two were also from the beginning, but still,
Yeah.
this feels better in a way
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Well, those first ones, like, they were trying to get him out of high school.
Yeah,
Right,
they were.
like-
Yeah.
Because Maguire was a little bit older when he did it. I think he was 24 or 25. And they're like, senior year, he's out. Right?
Yeah.
He's out, university. And then it's funny that they went, like, university, and then they spent 1 year in high school, I think, for Garfield.
Garfield, yeah.
Because the second one, they were graduating from high school. And then, I didn't watch it, but from the trailer. And this one is, like, I think Homecoming, he's
I don't remember his
A
age, I
junior?
guess. Yeah.
in high school, though. So he's
Oh
like
yeah, he's in
15.
that. Yeah.
And I think in this one, he's 16.
Yeah.
So he's super young.
Hormonal teenager. Yeah, and it
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
It works.
All right, so we've spoken about everything.
That we can in a non-spoiler
Yeah.
review.
And it's hard to talk about mixed things.
It's hard because
they're
from-
spoilers.
Yeah, I would spoil things
Yeah.
if I went into mixed things.
Right, so let's just say simply that, well, for me, there are a couple of things that I was mixed on. So it's not, and this, you could say this about any film, there is no perfect film.
No.
Now, there are films that people love. Like, they would give it an 11 out of 10 because they love it so much, even though it's not a perfect film.
Right.
So we can't get into mixed things here or negative things. But yeah, for me, there are a couple of things that I was like, maybe I would have changed a little bit. The score, I thought the score was really good.
It was.
I thought it was very sweet. And it was very... John Watts is the director, and he's so proven. I think he directed something called Cop Car with kids before, and then he did these 2 Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
And so he's a...
Directing wise, the first
Excellent
film
directing.
was good. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's an excellent director.
Yeah.
So we can wrap this one up, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
And
So I would say like,
Yeah.
so the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
has always been my favorite live action Spider-Man movie.
yeah,
I know a lot of people looking back, they don't really
Yeah,
hold
it's
up anymore, but to
right,
me,
yeah.
it's my favorite because without it, we wouldn't be where we are today
yeah.
with comic book movies.
No.
Honestly.
It broke box office records. Pardon me,
Right.
sorry for interrupting.
Oh, no.
And it was well reviewed.
Yeah, that movie.
It was
and
like a
first-
double win.
That and X-Men.
Yes.
The first X-Men.
Oh.
They brought
Yeah.
about this new generation of
Yeah.
comic book films, and so that movie has always, that Spider-Man movie has always held a special place in
Oh
my
yeah,
heart.
absolutely.
And has been my favorite. Up until, mind you, Spider-Verse is not a live-action film. The
Right.
Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie. But this film, Far From Home, is now my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
And my second favorite Spider-Man movie.
Great,
So
great.
that's what I think of it.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. I like to do scores for my films. I'll give you a moment to think. So for this film, I would give it a 4.2 out of 5 stars. equates to 84%. So I think it's really good. I think it's very entertaining. I think it's a great Spider-Man film. It's a great film in general, a great superhero film, a great MCU film, so it fits beautifully. Feige did a great job again. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into missteps, like his past missteps in the MCU, but this guy is, I mean, just the experience and the intelligence and the planning and the maturity that he has is just incredible. Like, because he's produced since Iron Man, right? So he's produced 21 MCU films.
Is it 21?
I think it's 21. We can look that up after. But that's incredible. Like, think of another producer with over 20 films on their resume, and all of them,
that's a lot.
all of them are fresh, or like there's no rotten MCU film, even though I think there is one. But we won't get into that.
Thor 2,
Iron Man 2 for me. Oh my gosh.
Both twos.
Yeah. But anyway, so what did you think about the film? What score would you give it?
I think I liked it a little more than you.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally do scores, but if I guess 9 out of 10, so that would be 4.5 in your scale.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's now my favorite live action Spider-Man film. It's just so good. I can't give it less than a 9.
Yeah.
So
No.
4.5.
Yeah, it's a great film, and there have been 7 Spider-Man films now, live action. Spider-Verse 8. So that's a lot of Spider-Man.
That's a lot of Spider-Man, and for this one to be this good,
yeah, that's true.
Is mind blowing. I
It's
just
a
cannot
accomplishment.
believe. No, it is. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
so much Spider-Man.
Yeah, and also it's hard for me mentally now for Homecoming and Far From Home, like which one I like better. As I was telling you before, like I like a couple of things better in Homecoming, and I like a couple of things better in Far From Home. Like, and they're basically chapter 1 and chapter 2 for this new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit difficult to compare, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for all of the positive feedback on the Mulan trailer reaction. I really appreciate it.
That was good.
Thanks. And yeah, comments. I like reading your comments, so don't be afraid to comment.
Yeah, and if you want to direct anything at me, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah. And so where can people find you, Michael?
On Instagram and Twitter, I am at MichaelCW.Chan, that's CHAN, and you can also find me on my website at www.michael-chan.ca.
Nice. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you to Michael for coming. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Check out the spoilers review, which I will put up soon. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.